Hello, Professor. Here we are again in our seventh homework with the powerful Tia Porter.
Hello, Doctor. So here in our main program, we have all the different rungs for our homework solution, and here we have already our simulated PLC sim, and right now it's in stop, so the time is not running for the lamp, which is over here, and only for this program we have it set up to run for 2 minutes. So here it is. So it runs for 2 minutes, and the lamp will turn on after these 2 minutes instead of the 20 for demonstrational purposes. And we will show you the entire function in FluidSim. So here in FluidSim, I'm just going to minimize. And as you can see, we have our different actuators, which are the cylinder that blocks the canisters, the 3 valves which control the colors, which are timed, and here we have the conveyor motor, the solenoid valve that controls the cylinder, the 3 solenoid valves for each paint valve, the mixer, and the lamp that turns on after 2 minutes.
We also have below there all the buttons, the switches, start, stop, acknowledge, and since we're making it manually, we can select with S1, S2, and S3 the size of the bottle, and then S4 is the switch that starts like all the mixing of the process.
Okay, so now that we press run in our program, here we're going to put this so you can see the different values for the timer set. And the first step is to press the start button. So here the conveyor is dragging the paint cans throughout the entire belt. And the first step that they arrive is when we detect either the size, so it's small, which is only S3, medium, which is S2 and S3, or large, which is all 3, so S1, S2, and S3. And as Alejandro had said, since we're doing it manually, we have to push S3 last. So only, like for example, if we want to select a large can, it will be S1, S2, and then S3, not the other way around, because otherwise the program will think that it's only a small can. And in a physical factory, these will turn on at the same time, but we cannot do it manually. So starting off with a small can, we press S3, and we can actually remove S3 since it was already detected. And as we can see, the cylinder blocks all the other cans that want to go into the conveyor. And here we loaded the times, which are 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and 10 seconds into each of the corresponding timers. So I'm going to move this a bit to the left so we can see, or we can at least press the 4th button.
S4.
And S4, yep. And when we press S4, that means that the can has reached below the 3 valves. So here, as we can see, the timers will start sequentially and the valves will activate. And now the mixer was activated for 10 seconds, or is activated for 10 seconds. And since it was already finished or done, as we can see, our lamp has already turned on.
Because we have over there 2 minutes.
Yes, exactly. In the word 50, we have our 2 minutes, which is the count. And by pressing the acknowledge, we turn it back to 0.
And as you can see, it stopped flashing. So that means that we have checked the painting.
The painting levels, yes. And so finally, after the paint can has been mixed, we remove S4, which means that the paint can has left the conveyor belt and the cylinder will retract. And this means that a new paint can is ready to be processed. So now, by processing a medium paint can, we load its values, as you can see, 6, 9, 12, 20, and the cylinder closes again, and by pressing S4, the entire process starts once again. So the first VA counts down, and then VB counts down, and when VC starts, I'm going to press the stop button so you can see how the timer stops and holds its value. So by pressing stop, the cylinder retracts because that's how we configured. Like there's also a run in the cylinder network. And as you can see, the timer for VC is stuck or is paused at 9. If we press start once again, it will continue from where it left off.
This was achieved by using counters instead of timers, because in the counters you can stop like the actual the countdown that it's going through, so that way we can keep the count where it was. That's the implementation for the timers in this exercise.
And now that it's almost finishing, and we have completed this can, so we can remove S4. That means that the can has left the belt, and we are ready to process another can. And as you can see, our lamp is flashing again, so we press acknowledge again, and it goes back to 0. And finally, the last can, which is a large can, we load its values, which are 10, 15, 20, and 30. And once again, we start its mixing process. And this will take a little bit longer because the times are longer.
But as you can see, it automatically passes to the next from A to B and from B to C. And you can even see that movement in the top part of where the actuators are. As you can see, the little dot in the low part means that the painting is going down, like into the can, and if the ball is up, like in the case of BB, that means that that valve is closed, so no painting is passing through.
And here the mixer is just turned on because, well, it does not rotate as a normal motor, but it's still indicated by the output.
And also by the 75 next to the 1.
Ah, yes. And now that it's finished mixing, the conveyor turns on once again, which removes the paint can from beneath the valves, and it lets pass another can. And once again, our lamp has turned on, so we acknowledge that it has turned on. And just so you know, Doctor, here in our network, as we said, we are using 2 minutes instead of the 20 that you indicated, but for the video purposes, we did this a bit shorter. But it's actually the 20 minutes that you mentioned. And only by changing this, we can, well, it was on the, sorry, it was in the time of the interruption, or the, what was it? It was here. Oh yeah, it was here. And also here is the period that yeah, for the flashing light. So we use the cyclic interruption for the flashing light, and when it reaches 2, it starts blinking. So here it would be 20 minutes instead of 2. So that is it, Doctor. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, and I hope you liked it.